What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing? Welcome to the Tip of the Spear Veterans Roundtable. Mr. Brian Roof, how are you, sir?
What up, brother? I'm doing amazing, man. Can't really complain.
I hear you. I hear you. Miss Megan, how are you?
I'm wonderful as you can be in LA traffic.
Yeah, I better you than me.
Ooh, I know about that life. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, better you than me. Miss Carol Lee, how are you, dear?
I'm doing wonderful. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Mr. Yogi, how are you, sir?
I am fantastic. Enjoying here the soundproof studio, waiting to collaborate with everybody and enjoy the show.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Mr. Chris, how are you, sir?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm wearing my chief gear today because we got a whole bunch of chiefs that are going through the chief initiation process. Tomorrow is going to be the final night. We're going to make some new chiefs. The active duty guys are going to be making some more chiefs. So rock on, stay hard out there, and I'm ready for what's going to happen on Tip of the Spear.
Nice, nice. I love it. I love it. So, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Triple Threat Vets Podcast, Al, Scott, Ty, Matt Johnson. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make it tonight, but they're in chat here. And Miss Tab, she's not able to make it tonight. Travis is not able to make it tonight. We might have some more jump in here in a little bit, but we'll just roll with the punches as we get them. I got some exciting news. So, as most of you know, I've been going through the VA process of getting rated and stuff, and I finally got the 10% rating. And then, as of last night or the night before, I can't remember, I was bumped up to 40%. So now the fun part comes. I have to do all my appeals for the stuff that they denied. So that's going to be the fun part. But I'm excited. Just to be rated, and then to see the fruition of the hard labor and the painstaking moments pay off. So I'm excited about that. So any of y'all got any good news?
So I just spoke at an event last week on Thursday, and for the data center industry, and they're looking at opening scholarships for the veteran community. And also, we're looking at opening up a project that is currently going in Virginia Beach, certification for the data center industry, and bringing down to San Diego, specifically California, because that's where I'm at, and then opening it up and putting it on all the colleges to be able to get it in. We have head of the line privileges as veterans and active duty. And then we're also just got accepted into the school curriculums, a program that deals with the chips, how to make the chips, how to build the chips, how to clean the chips, and then be able to connect service members that are either transitioning out, veterans that have already been out, having them go through the class. It's an 8-week class, completely free. And then from there, they're able to get certified. And then from there, they can go into any organization that is currently building up their curriculum in order to create the chips across the United States. And it is an amazing opportunity for anyone that is interested.
Man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd like to know more about that. That way I can share that here on the East Coast where I'm at. I'm sure
Yeah, what
Travis.
part of California, bro?
Yeah, right.
Everything's in San Diego right now.
Nice.
And that's because that's where I'm at. That's been one of the biggest focus. Oh, and then last but not least, we started a what is it called? A job training for senior enlisted here in San Diego. It's every fourth Friday of the month. Last month it was data centers. This month is cyber and tech. And then we've had amazing turnouts. It's over there at Admiral Baker's golf course every last Friday of the month at 7:00 in the morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Now you said it's for senior enlisted.
Yes, we're targeting right now E7 to E9s. We're possibly once we're gonna we're looking at opening it up to the warrants and kind of keeping it into that target. And the only reason we're focusing on that is because the lower enlisted, they have a lot of programs that are focused for them. The officers, they have a lot of programs that are focused for them, but everyone forgets about the middle gap, right? Which is essentially the backbone of any organization in the military that and nobody gives them any love. So that's why we're focusing on
Because they
giving them a
retire.
little bit of love. Exactly.
Right. It's enough money for them to live off of forever.
Exactly.
What's going on, Michael? Michael Whitlatch is watching from Wheeling, West Virginia. Welcome, sir. How are you?
You
know what, bro? I got back from going to Hero Stock. That was an amazing event. That was my second year going. It's in Nebraska, and I fly out from California and get harassed by security at the airport every time going there and back. But what an amazing event. You guys all got to try to make it out there sometime. It is a great, event where they have veteran musicians, a lot of nonprofits, all that. It was a lot of good fun.
Yeah, they had one here in Tennessee not long ago, and I went. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
Oh, you got to make your way. Oh, that nice. Yeah.
I was going to try to make the Nashville one, but I forget what came up, and I was unable to make it. But definitely trying to get it here in Kentucky next year.
I would recommend, if you can, make the Nebraska one. 100%. That one's the big one. 2-day event, rock one night, country the next night, and just amazing.
Oh yeah, what's up, Yogi?
I just gotta ask, how many banjo players were in there?
None, dude. Surprisingly enough, we were right next to the cornfields, though. So it would have been, totally, fitting if we would have had a banjo player for sure.
There was a pretty good lineup for both days, from what I hear.
Oh yeah, bro, absolutely.
Shannon Book played on Friday night, and then he played. He helped with some other people on Saturday. Which, if you don't know Shannon, he's a Navy corpsman. Everybody calls him Doc.
Devil Dog.
Joe
Allen Christie, what up, bro?
What up, Joe Allen Christie? How are you?
You got to watch him and his band, Winchester band. The Winchester Row Band play. They were really good as well.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to make it down to either Nashville next year, or we're going to bring it into Kentucky, and we're going to try to do a 2-day event, maybe a 3-day event. I haven't figured that out yet, but definitely going to try to make Nashville next year, if they have Nashville next year, or Lebanon, Tennessee, not Nashville, but
Lebanon.
Yeah, so. But I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Brandon Elder, Mr. Brian Wood, and then we already shouted out Joe Allen Christie Music. So, Miss Megan, you're heading to a fundraiser. Is that what you said you're doing?
Yes. Yeah. Going up to LA to meet with one of our partners that contract Human Works Foundation. So, talk about all the great programs that we do together. So all about collaboration, kind of like what Tip of the Spear is doing here, collaboration, resources.
Nice. So is it a black tie affair kind of thing?
No, I don't think so. I think it's more like business casual.
Nice.
But Yogi said that I look like Catwoman, so
he did. Did.
I was thinking it was a superhero theme. That's why I thought we're Catwoman matched.
That this time.
Oh man. Mr. Brian Wood, he said, no veteran myself, but my dad was a Vietnam 3-term badass. He also said, thank you guys for what you do.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you, Mr. Brian. I've known Brian Wood for quite a long time, so he's a super cool cat, man. So I was scouring the internet, and I put some links in our group chat that we have on Facebook, and I want to talk about one of these. Where'd it go? Yeah, this one here, the protein shakes. They're removing protein shakes off of, come on, load up military.com. Yeah, protein shakes pulled from military-based GNC stores because they contained hemp seed. What do you guys think about that?
It's gone too far. Like, come on, federal government, get with the program. It's ridiculous.
Well,
It's because the
Yeah.
milkshakes are bringing all the kids to the yard.
Yep,
I'm
it's the
actually for
protein
it.
shakes, bro. It's the protein shakes. Yeah.
I'm actually for it, but for a different reason.
So Travis says he's for it. Why are you for it, Travis?
Because you shouldn't have hemp and protein powder, period. Yeah, marijuana and hemp-based products are proven to lower testosterone. So it's like, why even bother taking protein powder to boost your amino acid, processes in your body, if you're going to have a lace with a product that is supposed to, by default, lower your testosterone. It's bad science,
Counterproductive.
and it's good marketing, bad science. I'm against it.
Okay, all right, I like
Look,
it. I
look,
like
that's
it.
what's up, Travis. That's what's up. Thank you for teaching
Hey,
us.
at least you went with the scientific side of it. Like, I'll give you that one. But I think the federal government needs to get with the program here because they're just being ridiculous. They removed, like, you can't even eat poppy seeds. Literally, you cannot eat poppy seed like at all. The poppy
What?
seed cupcakes or muffins or
pound
whatnot.
The muffins, yeah.
The
Yeah,
pound
you
cake.
cannot eat them. Period. They'll Article 15 you if you eat them.
Well,
Frank, what's up, buddy?
what's up, Frank? I think it's like with the poppy seeds. I remember when I was in the Marine Corps, they had the poppy seed pound cakes. I think it was the poppy seeds on the lemon pound cakes. I think, if I remember correctly, one of them had poppy seeds on it. But to pop on a piss test,
They were really good.
they were. But to pop on a piss test, you'd have to eat a shit ton of them to like pop on a piss test. So,
Well, if they're good, then you're eating a shit ton of them.
true. Well, I'm just talking about the poppy seeds themselves.
Facts right there.
Like that, you got like a big old scoop of just poppy seeds, and you're
just fucking scarfing them.
I'm popping today.
I'm gonna have some fun, guys.
All right, fam. Unfortunately, it's that time. I gotta drop. I decided to take care of my VRNE stuff, and that's what going to school does. Have to go to classes. So love y'all. See y'all next one, and then we'll continue.
All right,
Bye,
Yogi. See you
Yogi.
later, brother.
Bye-bye.
All right, and then this one here. This was another one. PTSD VA ratings. What you need to know. So, did anybody get a chance to look that one over?
I didn't look it over, but I do have experience with just my own knowledge of what PTSD and how they tie TBIs and PTSD all together.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the first few little small paragraphs here, and then we'll probably go into more little detail. So I just got my first rating was for my tetanitis. My second rating was for my PTS. Just want to give a shout out to Mr. Ryan Dorfield, aka Theory. If you haven't checked out Theory, go follow Theory on all streaming platforms. That's TH30RY. He's a Marine Corps veteran and rapper who just signed with Big Homies Records. His music is phenomenal, so go check him out.
Yeah, great guy, guys. Go take a look.
As long as you don't sign with P Diddy, you're all right. All right.
Yeah, he's with Big Homies Records out in Utah, so I think he's good out there. So this says veterans who experience certain traumatic events during their service may be able to receive disability compensation in the form of non-tax monthly payments, as well as free health care, including PTSD treatment. For a veteran to receive these disability benefits, he or she must demonstrate that the PTS was caused or made worse by events that occurred during active military service. The adverse events could also have happened during military training, whether active or inactive duty. Additionally, the Department of Veterans Affairs also reviews post-service disability claims, meaning that if the PTS didn't appear until after active duty service, it may still be covered as long as veteran can show the service caused the condition. And then it goes into a whole lot of other things. So for like me, I never claimed PTS when I was in the military. And then I've been out since 2004. And, I'm just getting into, filing and everything and just got approved. Now, they have different skill level, or not skill levels, but different ratings. So I think the lowest one is like 10% for PTS, 20, 30, 40, 50. I think 50 is the highest. And I got 30 for mine. I guess mine wasn't bad enough, or I didn't explain well enough. So I think I could still.
That was your first go at it?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to go again.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely have to. Just for the simple fact they denied my knees, my back, my ankles.
But so the
were they
PTSD
denied,
one
or
too?
did they? Sorry, go ahead,
It's
Brian.
not. He wasn't denied. He just was rated low. They lowballed him really.
Did they give you a 0%?
No, he
No,
got 30.
I'm at 40 now.
No,
But they gave him 30 for
those-
PTSD, right?
no. For those individual ratings that you said that they denied you, was it a
They-
denial or was it a 0%?
Denied.
Okay.
So I have to appeal those. Because
Yeah.
like my knees, my back, my ankle, and all of that, I haven't even seen anybody about those yet. Like I've done everything else, but I haven't seen a foot doctor. I haven't seen ortho. I have a knee replacement scheduled October the 22nd. So I'm 46 years old. So but they still denied it. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? So. In theory, Ryan says I'm fighting my third time now for my rating increase. And that's that's the struggling. That's the hard thing as veterans.
Takes about 3 times. No shit. That's what it took me.
Yeah, is the VA makes it so hard for us to get rated that a lot of times the veterans get frustrated and just give up.
That's
So-
that they know.
Yeah. So us as veterans, we have to push ourselves and our brothers and sisters out there to get rated. There's a frog in my throat.
Yeah, it's denial. It's the amount of paperwork, the amount of phone numbers they give you, and then you get thrown in that phone number ring where it's called this number, and then they're like, "Well, hey, that's not us, but call these guys," and and then we get frustrated.
What are you? Who's helping you out with your process?
Who me?
Mm-hmm.
So I had the Roll Call Foundation set up the beginning part of it. And I think I'm going to switch to somebody else.
Okay.
So, but most of it I've did myself, like upload all the documents and stuff.
Yeah.
So now the original, when I originally filed, I put all of that stuff on with the Roll Call Foundation. The only thing that got pushed through was the tetanitis and the PTS. That's the only 2 CMP exams that they scheduled me. Of course, I've told my primary care all of this stuff, but the last time I went into the primary care, I was trying to get her to see the dermatologist and podiatrist, and she's like, "Well, we're out of time. You'll have to talk to me about that later." I'm like, "Bro, why can't I tell you now? Why are you rushing me out of here?" But she's like, "I got other patients." I'm like, "Okay, but you're my primary care. I'm here to see you." So
Yeah. So is the you said Roll Call
Roll Call
organization?
Foundation.
Okay. Are they a VSO?
They are VSO, yes.
Okay.
But
so-
not a veteran service officer. They're a veteran service organization, and
Okay.
they help veterans. So they do all kinds of things, but they also help veterans get their rating and stuff like that. So
They're not asking for a % of your money, right? Or
No,
anything like that, right?
no.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
So So what I tell a lot of people, so I'm actually walking a Vietnam veteran right now to start getting his benefits because he's never filed for anything, and he served 6 years. 1 year was during Vietnam era, and then like the dude got injured, was hospitalized for 2 days in a coma, and he never filed any disability, any benefits, or anything like that. And so, like, there's organizations that are out there that will take your money. So I tell everybody to go to the VSO website or the VA website. You just literally hit that little search button on the top. You type VSO. There's things that are going to happen. It's going to give you the option to use find a VSO, find a VSR, or find a lawyer. Now, the VA has accreditations for each one of them. I tell people use only accredited organizations by the VA because they've been vetted. And I know for some of us, it's really hard to trust what the VA says, but for that, I strongly recommend that you do use those organizations because they're most likely not a predatory organization.
Yeah.
And not every VSO is going to do you right. So you're gonna have to do your own research on top of that. And it's hard. It's hard to file it because at first you said, they only did a tetanitis and then that whole entire process. And it's really hard to get anything that's not tied that's in your medical record. Because I saw somebody put a comment on earlier saying that if it's not in your medical record, the VA won't approve it. And that's actually not 100% true. You could get nexus letters and stuff like that, but you need to go through the proper chains and you need to find yourself a VSO that's actually worth their weight, that knows how to actually sit down and talk with you and go, okay, you said you have this. They know the names of what's in the CFR 38. They know that book inside and out. They know every single chapter. Those VSOs know what they're looking for. So if you say, oh man, yeah, my back hurts right here, they know exactly like what verbiage to put on your claim because you're a common person. You don't know all the medical terminology. You're not a doctor. That's why you need to talk to professionals that are out there to help you file your claim correctly.
Right.
Sorry, I just kind of went on a tangent on that.
No, you're good.
well,
So Michael Whitlatch says, what is a nexus letter?
So a nexus letter is when you have, let's say you go to your primary care provider, right? And you were injured in the military and you don't have it documented in your record. A nexus letter is pretty much saying from a medical professional that they tie, you have some kind of evidence showing that you were in, you worked on the flight deck and you carried chains as a plane captain and you have really bad pain in your neck. Well, you have documented evaluations showing, oh, yes, he worked on the flight deck. He was a plane captain. They're continuously carrying 120 pounds on their neck and back. And we linked his pain to that. So it's a nexus letter. It's pretty much saying that that's where that originated from. And so that becomes evidence towards your claim, tying it to your service. But you can't just go to anybody to get that nexus letter. You have to actually go to your provider, then your provider's got to send you out to a specialist. And I don't even really know everything there is to know about this because it's so complicated. But the little bit that I've picked up here and there, I do know that you need the right person in your ballpark to get those appropriate things done.
So the good thing is we have a lady down in Florida. Ask Monica Sanford. She was married to a lieutenant colonel. She's been married to him for 35 plus years. If you have questions about your disability, she is one of the people that help you get ready for your CMP exam. So she works directly kind of with the VA, and she can help you. So if you want, you can email her at askmonica0@gmail.com. Travis has sent her an email and got a pretty good response from her as well. Travis, do you want to speak on that at all?
Yeah, because I'm in a real quandary right now, David. So, I got discharged from the Marine Corps because I stepped in a hole and screwed my patella up. And the Navy's like, hey, by the time we get him operated on and rehab, he's EAS and his MOS is gone. Let's just give him an honorable so we don't screw him and send him on his way. Fine. 3 years ago, I ruptured my quadricep tendon. And the ortho asked me, hey, did you ever injure your quad, your patella before? I said, yeah. So I got kicked out of the Marine Corps. He's like, well, it's pretty obvious. Like there was nothing there. So long story short, I went to go file because every town in Massachusetts has a veteran service officer. They're not a VSO, but they can do claims, right? So he's like, well, let's file, because my ortho's like, I'll write a letter. And we found out that the VA didn't have any of my records, like nothing from when I got out, nothing. But I was in the VA system and they're paying me, for my initial injury, right? So I'm like, what's going on here? So we did this whole thing. I got 12 buddy letters. We filed the claim. Then all of a sudden the VA found everything and said, well, we don't believe the patella and quad are connected, denied. And it's like, well, yeah. If you look in medically, the two tendons connect to each other. Yes. So it's been this big long thing, and finally the guy who filed my claims like, look, we've tried twice, and they're saying that this is just not part of your Marine Corps experience. I'm like, I've got orthos telling me that the VA is wrong. The VA never did an X-ray, they never did an MRI, but they're saying that this is not valid. And ask Monica's like, you should definitely file again. But I'm like, I don't know who to go to see if I can get this adjusted, because the ortho and my VA PT is like, hey, you realize you're never going to walk right ever again. You're going to have some kind of issue the rest of your life. And yeah, I'm in battling Achilles tendonitis for the last 2 years now. Well, that's not connected. We can't really add that to the initial knee claim because it's not really matching up. You're just going to have to take what we give you, denied. And so I'm like, well, F it. Do I do this and saddle up again, or do I go to somebody else? I don't know where to go to see if somebody can look at this and tell me where it went wrong.
Hey, brother, first off, go to the VA website, like I told you, and
Yeah.
search VSO and find a VSO that's in your area. But call up the VSOs and be like, and talk to them about your situation and let them
Yeah.
know and be like, can you help me fight this? Here's the thing. Those people that are approving it, they're not medical professionals.
Well, that's what I found out.
They're not medical professionals. And sometimes they're even students that go through your file and say, yes, it checks and all that stuff. They're interns. They hire interns for this. Shoot, 988 just said that you just have to have some kind of experience in social whatever. I can't even, I'm so flustered about this, but the 988 operators, they're not even, they just have to have some kind of training in that to even be 988 operators. And these guys, they probably never even met a veteran, some of them. And just going back to the VSO or the VA side that's approving it, you got to fight that fight. If you don't fight that fight, you're not holding the government accountable for their oath that they gave you when you swore an oath to serve and protect this country. They gave you an oath to also serve and protect this country. So yes, you should.
Yeah, they just try to convolute it and make it very complicated for you to get you frustrated, to throw you off the path and make you stop. That's the frustrating part. We shouldn't have to go out and hire these people to go file our claims and get us through the process. But unfortunately, because of all the way they've made it, we have to, right? Because we don't know all the legalities, or we don't know the secrets or whatever the way is. It's a very unfortunate, and that's why a lot of our brothers and sisters give up, or even better yet, give up on life. Unfortunately,
I would pay a lawyer. I would pay a lawyer to look at my paperwork one more time and say, well, you know what? There's no holes there, or you know what? Holy crap! I think there's a hole here, and if I take it, I'm going to get somewhere with it. because you
Look
know.
up those lawyers on that VA website, dude. I'm
All
telling
right,
you.
no, I'm
Yeah.
going to, because I was really on the fence about this. I'm like, do I really want to do this again? Because by the time I got buddy letters
You
and
just
went
gotta get the
through,
right people, unfortunately. And that's the crazy part about it is that it's not so easy, right? You gotta find the right people, the ones that aren't sharks and they don't want a piece of your claim, because there's a lot of those people out there. I'll help you out, but
yeah,
we're gonna
you're-
take a piece of your pie, we're gonna eat some too.
no, I was just curious about it, because I'm like, either I, sit on this and just wait for it to get worse, or do I do something about it now? And it's like, God dang it! It took a lot out of me to go through and ask dudes, 20 years later, hey, do you remember what happened on the PT run? No,
Yeah.
I was drunk
Right.
half the time, right?
But I think, like you said, or somebody had said, really, you're the only one who's going to be able to fight for yourself and advocate for yourself. And just like Chris said, that contract that you signed with the government goes both ways, right? They have
You'd think
the
so.
responsibility.
You'd think so.
Yeah, you would think so, but
You're not wrong.
here's the problem though too. Like the VA, you got the VA, you go see your VA doctor, but when you go get rated, you see a whole different set of people that, and A and B don't talk together. So that's a whole lot of the disconnect there, is because of that. And then like Frank here says, Mr. Frank said, when I retired from the Pentagon in 2007, you could schedule an appointment with a VA rep who would go through your file with you and tell you what to write. But the problem with like me, when I was in the Marine Corps, we were told not to go to the battalion aid station, the BAS. So there's a whole lot of nothing in
Sick
my
call warriors. Hell
Yeah.
no, bro. You better not.
yeah. There's a whole lot of
that's
nothing.
just about as good as dropping out of a PT run or some shit. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, there's a whole lot of nothing in my medical record. Like literally, I can go get it and show you because I got a copy of it right there.
Shane sent a stinger, and I couldn't really agree with him more. But boy, it just is a stinger because it couldn't be more true, and that really is part that kind of pisses me off a lot too.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started, bro.
Yeah,
Don't even-
I was like, boom, sting.
Oh, there's another fork in that road that burns me up when I think about it. You didn't serve, you didn't do a lot of things, but hey, you can move the front of the line.
Yeah. So Shane's one of my good friends. I've talked to him. He lives in my same little town that I live in, and my daughter plays or does archery. His kiddo does archery. So yeah, Shane's a cool cat. Hey, guess what? We got a special guest, guys. Mr. Theory. What's going on, sir?
Damn, there he is. In the
What's up,
flesh.
y'all?
What's up, man?
How y'all doing?
Howdy.
I got a friend. All right.
Yeah,
Who's
that's my brother right here is Fetch.
Yeah, we
Nice. What's up,
Fetch,
Fetch?
what up, brother?
hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing
Is,
all right.
Well,
We served
Still in
in Jacksonville together.
Oh, the
Okay.
army of the United States, huh?
Yeah.
Navy.
No, they were Marines.
Oh,
Both
Marines.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
That's Jacksonville, North Carolina. Oh no,
Yeah.
you're
We're
in Kendrick.
we're the men's
Am I outnumbered
department
again?
of the Navy.
I'm outnumbered.
You're,
I am outnumbered
Chris, you're
again.
definitely outnumbered. You're
Go
So-
Navy.
if you
Yeah,
well, you probably
In the
can't read it, but
Navy.
We're
it
the-
says
Hey,
US
hey,
it makes
Hey,
me
I'm
wanna
just
sing that
saying,
song.
during the Army Navy game, you guys are all rooting for the Navy. Okay,
We are,
I
bro.
get it.
We are. Yes, we
We're-
are.
we're the men's department.
As the
of
men's
Navy.
department. Yeah, exactly. There you go. Let's wait
Hey,
for it.
Hey, remember that short bus? There's enough of y'all to fit on that short bus.
oh no.
God,
As long as
wow.
there's
Hey, I
crayons
got my
on it.
helmet too, bro. Woo!
Oh man.
That's almost bad as hearing
One
that
of the
all we
guys
are
that
to you guys
worked
is
up
cargo.
Men's Gill, he
Yeah.
was stationed with Gunny Hutch out on New River.
Oh, there's
Oh,
Mr.
right.
Adam Bird. What's
So,
up, Adam Bird? How
this
are you,
guy-
boss man?
Work with him at AAR. He comes
Let's
up to me,
see.
he's like,
Always got a box
for you.
close to us. You know what I mean?
Oh
And he
man.
gives me a box of crayons. It's like a box of gum.
Yeah, they came up with,
Oh God.
came up with chocolates,
on the
gum
hand-
now. They
Yeah,
got
look
all kinds
at
of stuff.
David. He's got fucking
Hey, you guys, stop
Cram.
salivating over
Lord.
David's screen. All right.
Y'all got 'em. I mean, on point. This snacks.
Oh look,
It's like I got me a snack.
I
these
got
are
the
even
Twistable
better.
Oh,
kind.
man.
They've upgraded now. Twistables.
Twistables.
Oh, no
That just hits different.
It's almost like a push pop.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
What's up, Army memes? What's up, buddy?
We take
Yeah,
shit
well,
to a
I was,
whole nother level.
Oh, there
I
we go. We
actually-
got Army.
Oh boy,
actually
ain't
just,
ready to be a Marine yet. There they are, chirping in.
I actually just
They're
got
taking
home
naps.
recently, and David asked me if I wanted to join, so I just got home. My buddy was because Louder Than Life is this weekend, and
I know.
yeah, and we're me and Berserk and my wife and Fetch are going. He actually lives in Lafayette, Indiana, so he drove down to Louisville, Kentucky, a few hours to come spend the next 4 days here at my house with me, and we're all going to Louder Than Life. And today, Localer Than Life happened, which is like the local artists that are in there. And my buddy was performing, so I did a song with him on stage, and that was fun. So
Nice.
I just got back home not too long ago, and David asked me if I wanted to join, so I had a few minutes, wanted to come up here and see all y'all's beautiful faces, say what's up.
Man,
Hey,
Hey,
glad you're
congratulations on getting signed, bro.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. It actually
Yeah.
it happened in November of 2023, but really it's starting to pick up a lot now. We already got 8 shows booked for 2025 for the first 7 months of the year, and in 8 different states. And then sometime in the next month or so, I am going to be going to New York. There's a guy, his name's Eddie Wenrick, and he actually used to manage like Earth, Wind, and Fire and Kiss and like all these really big, legendary, epic bands and artists. And he loves my music, and he heard my music through a mutual friend. So he is actually going to be sending me to New York to be at Platinum Studios in New York City. And that's a big studio. And I'm going to get to work with the producer that produced for the Fugees
Hell yeah.
Wow.
for a weekend,
That's
Congratulations.
outstanding.
which is big.
You guys
So,
gotta
yeah.
go check his
You-
music
you
out, though.
said-
You really do.
Yeah, you guys do need to check out Theory. And what you just said, like, hey, it happened in November. And that's the thing about this. You have to stay consistent, and you just have to keep going. And some days you're not going to see any progression until
Yeah.
one day all of a sudden you're going to be there. And you'll be like, well, it took like 5
I believe
years
he's
to
got a
get here.
song
Yeah,
about
I mean, it was a long time. It was a long time of no movement whatsoever. For about 4.5 years of me just kind of staying stagnant and creating music and putting out music and pretty much just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it sticks.
You did quit
and-
on yourself, bro. You
Yeah,
never quit
no,
on yourself.
I definitely never wanted to quit. It's a passion of mine. It's turned into a lifestyle. I'm in school for it, at Full Sail University for audio engineering and music production, as a lot of you guys, already know. And it's just, I've never been so sure about something in my whole life. And if I can create the kind of art that can help somebody the way that music helped me in my dark times, and especially being a veteran and having the PTS and the stuff like that a lot of us can relate to, that we struggle with on a daily basis sometimes, and sometimes it's very, very severe. So if I can do something to help those people, then I would love to do that. So
Hell yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's another thing too. Like I've been supporting him since 2019 when he started sending me tracks and stuff. And when you're a veteran, it really means a lot when we all support each other. Because if we don't support each other and continually help each other progress through life, it doesn't matter how hard it is or how hard it gets. We're always here for each other. So the more support I give him, like I am constantly on his ass about anything and everything. So if he sends me something, I like it. If he sends me something and I don't like it, I kind of give him a little bit of critique. I'm like, hey, I like it, but I think you can do better. So I'm constantly pushing him, you know, for him to be better, because I know he can be better. So I want what's best for him so he can give what's best for his family, and hopefully he gives a better perspective on veterans and what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. So
that's the ultimate goal. I know I've said that to a few of you before. You know, when the music really starts to pop off and I'm getting somewhere with it, then, you know, once the big moves start being made and I start getting some nice, you know, paychecks from it, then one of the first things I want to do is give to a veteran program and see what I could do to assist veterans, you know, whether it be Wounded Warrior program, working, you know, in tandem with them, or whatever the case may be. You know, I would decide that at that point in time. But giving back to the veteran community is something that I really, really want to be doing. But obviously also at the same time, not trying to promote
Limit
that
yourself.
for,
Yeah.
I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to profit off of veterans either. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of a fine line that I'm going to have to learn how to navigate. But I think if I'm doing the right thing and my heart's in the right place, it'll always be received well.
Well,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
surrounding yourself with good people, bro. Like you got you know, your boy behind you and got your back. I mean, that's what we need, right? It was just each other. And man, that we have there's a lot of us in our community, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
If each and every one of us start to support each other and have each other's back, bro, that's where it starts and that's where it grows. And
Yeah.
and honestly, you know, we were the fiercest fighting force on the battlefield. It's like we could be the same off, and as we, you know, navigate through different waters, we could always still be there for each other. And I'm 100% at that level now, man. Just a big cheerleader for my brothers and sisters. I love seeing you guys do well because you represent all of us.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And when you're
And
out
that's
there
why I
doing
was
good
so-
things, you're representing the community.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
that's
mean?
why I was so thankful with Willis when you know I met him at that show last year. You know, he and Candace came to see me perform. Well, they didn't come to see me perform. They came to the Veteran Suicide Awareness show, and I was performing there. And when he said that he really liked the performance and liked my music, he was like, "I want to have you on the podcast." And then I started sending him more songs, and, you know, we would talk a little bit more here and there. And then he started reaching out to other podcasters like you guys. You know, I've been, you know, on Conversations with the Vet. I've been on Every Day's a Saturday. I've been on Homefront Sit Rep, you know, and other people are still hitting me up, you know, and just even, and that's, I'm so thankful for that. Right. Cause like Brian's saying, you know, the being there for each other and supporting each other, and Willis seeing something that I'm so passionate about and that he can resonate with, him trying to get me that exposure, it means more to me than anything in the world. You know what I mean? Even something as small as that, it's great. So I know I'm on the right path. It's just going to take some time. Overnight success is 10 years in the making.
And we got your back, and I will till the day I die. So
We all got your back, brother.
I appreciate it,
100%.
guys. I got you guys' back too. You know that.
Yeah,
So I always pop my head in every once in a while when I can.
hell yeah, I love it. Megan, have you heard any of his music, Megan? You've been awful quiet up here.
No, I haven't. I'd
All
love to be able to. I'll listen to it on Spotify on my way back.
Yeah, I'm on Spotify.
Yeah, it's TH30RY, and I'm gonna play one of his latest tracks real quick, just because I feel like throwing it out there. So you're getting right here one of his songs.
Which one are you playing?
Fallen.
Okay, Fallen from Grace. Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good one. So fun fact about this one, I produced it. In the beat, I'm in my studio right now, so I record myself, I mix my own music, I master my own music, I do it all. So I actually produced this beat with the intention of selling it, and I started writing, and I was like, I'm just gonna keep it. And so I hope you guys enjoy it. Yeah.
can't seem to escape this fate. Try pleasing the masses just to be told that my music ain't even great. It's way below average, people so cold, and how many followers you get defining success. It's crazy to think how I do what I love for a living, but somehow I still don't feel blessed. Ain't get enough views on that clip that I posted a week ago. God damn, must mean that I suck. Meanwhile, the video trending right now is a girl on the gram say she down to get fucked. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, I'm posting my content, crossing my fingers for luck, and hoping they playing my songs, but hundreds of streams will still only get you $1. So how in the hell do I win? Do I change who I am? Do I put out an album by selling drugs, fucking bitches, foreign cars, all the riches, gang, Glocks or switches? Maybe they'll love it and I can go viral, but is the fame worth it if I'm losing myself in the process, forcing my heart and my head in a downward spiral? I feel like I've been losing myself for far too long. Far too long. Far too long. I don't really even know what I've been trying to do. It seems like I've been floating away. You love me, then you love me not. These feelings gon' put me in the grave, but I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace. I won't lose myself just to prove myself to the people that don't want me to change. But I gotta adapt, the old way don't work no more, so I gotta change up the grind before I get left behind. I'm already midway to 40 and worried I'll never be hitting my prime. You tell me to always stay true to myself, but then when I do it, I'm wasting my time. Just give me a sign. I don't wanna change, don't wanna conform, but I know I gotta do something and soon, cause then if I don't, I'm breaking the norm. And fuck social media, all of that hatred been bringing me down. I go to perform and post up a reel to show how I did, then get all these messages about how I'm corny. Nobody does that, you should just stop. Put out the song, I bet you it flops. Hang up the mic, your flow is too basic, no wonder your Spotify listeners dropped. This is the shit that I get for pursuing my passion, thinking one day I'ma pop, and maybe I might, but all that I know is I'm gonna continue to rise to the top. I ain't losing myself. I don't really even know what I've been trying to do. It seems like I've been floating away. You love me, then you love me not. These feelings gon' put me in the grave, but I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace. I won't lose myself just to prove myself to the people that don't want me to change. I don't really even know what I've been trying to do. It seems like I've been floating away. You love me, then you love me not. These feelings gon' put me in the grave, but I don't really even know what I've been trying to prove. It feels like I've been falling from grace. I won't lose myself just to prove myself to the people that don't want me to change.
I love it. That's still one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, you know what I like about that?
I appreciate
theory?
that. It was a pretty
I could
decent.
sit there and listen to this, and whenever it's good music, then I start producing like actual like good thoughts and stuff like that. So it's like I'm sitting there, I can listen to what you're saying, and then kind of revamping some of like you have really deep music, dude. So that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I put a lot of thought into what I write, because you know, you hear somebody say, "Oh, I rap," and it's like, "Oh God," you know, and so, you know, especially, you know, I just turned 36, so it's like, you know, a 36-year-old white dude trying to chase a rap dream really the puzzle doesn't fit, right, for the most part, you know, but. That's a lot of the stuff. It's a lot of the stuff that I got when I started, you know, was getting made fun of or getting told that I don't belong or whatever the case may be. And it's like, all right, well, I want to do what I want to do. And this is what I'm passionate about. And I'm going to chase that. And that same kind of positive influence that I received through other people's music that I resonated with, I want to do that to somebody else also and kind of spread a positive message. So when I write something, I really kind of put a lot of thought into it. So that way it can be received as a positive message. But I mean, sometimes, you know, I'll have my fun too, you know, make a party song or make a song where I'm just kind of trying to flex the pen a little bit and show my wordplay and the talent with that. But, you know, no matter how old you are, really, it doesn't matter. You know, we're all prisoners to this thing called time, and it's a man-made construct. So it's like, really, you know, who can tell me no? You know,
Yeah.
you do what you want, and if that's what you love and that's what you're passionate about, then chase it. And it shouldn't matter how old you are. And I want to show people that no matter how old you get, or no matter what color your skin is, or what you believe in, or what, you know, your sexual orientation or religious creed, whatever it is, you know, if you're passionate about something, go chase it.
Yeah. Miss Megan, what'd you think up there?
I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the song, and I could tell it's like very authentic, very real, like comes from the heart. So I think when I listen to music, that's really what I'm looking for. Something that I feel like I'm connecting with, or can feel the person's soul in the music. So it helps me park my big ass truck in a small LA parking spot. So
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. No, I'm glad. I love hearing the positive feedback, and even the negative feedback too, you know, because, you know, as artists in the music industry, it's bound to happen. Not everybody's going to like your stuff. I mean, Eminem gets hated on all the time. So it's like, you know, and he's the greatest. So it's like, you know, arguably.
well, art
Don't
is subjective, right? So
right.
I mean, that's it. What one person may like, you know, 5 other people won't like. So
Yeah.
it's really not about pleasing everyone. It's about pleasing yourself and letting other people be able to connect to your music that they're able to connect with. So I mean, keep
Yeah.
up the great work. Haters are gonna hate. Like, I mean, that's always what's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
you've got a huge community behind you that wants to support you and see you grow. And so let the critics just drive your passion and hopefully help, you know, give you some feedback that you can implement in a different way.
Yeah.
But not let it deter you from meeting, you know, your goals and chasing your dreams, because that's what it's all about. Doing
Yeah.
what you're passionate about.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Those words. I really do appreciate that. And I agree, you know, a lot of people will, and it's like I said, it's destined to happen, and a lot of people will hate on it, and a lot of people will tell me I don't belong in this and that. And I don't really care. I used to, but I stopped. To be completely honest with you, um, when I stopped making music to please other people is when my music started getting better. So, you know, I started making music for myself and talking about what I wanted to talk about, talking about what I was feeling and going through at that specific point in time. And that's when it started to really resonate with people, and I started getting a lot better feedback. And, you know, a lot of people don't know, except, you know, the few people in here who have had me on their podcast and I've told my story. I'm obviously not going to go into all that right now, but, you know, a Cliff Notes version is I had a bad panic attack, and music helped me turn that negativity and that negative feeling and energy into something positive and productive. So when I say that hip hop saved my life, I mean it in the most literal sense possible. So, you know, I want to be able to do that for you, like, whoever the listener is. You know, if I can give you just 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of peace and just excitement or fun or laughing or whatever it may be, then I've succeeded. So,
You know, I see a whole bunch of other artists in here. In theory, you fit right in with the rest of us. I know we're all podcasters in here and artists the same. And one thing that you really kind of harp on over and over again is that imposter syndrome. And I know every single one of us in this forum right here has had that imposter syndrome, and it's real. It's a
yeah,
real thing, and it's not just for podcasters. It's not just for rappers, people in the music industry. It's people that get out that just think that, you know, I'm not educated enough to do this. I'm not qualified enough to do this. And we bow out of it. And the thing is that, you know, if you're doing something, like you said this a couple different times, but if you're doing something and it lights you up on the inside, and it just so happens to be helping out other people, screw the money. The money is not worth it. If it's
Yeah.
doing those two things, and when you look at yourself in the mirror and you actually like what you see on the other side, and you're proud and you're honored to be that person on the other side, then that's all that matters.
absolutely.
Forget what everybody else looks and says about you, you know?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's,
Megan,
and,
Brian,
and I
y'all
like
be
Bye,
careful.
Megan.
Oh,
Bye, Brian. I'll see you tomorrow, Brian.
Good to see
Bye,
you guys.
y'all.
But yeah, I like the authenticity idea, you know, where be unapologetically you, right? Because you know, you hear a lot of artists, you know, put up a front so that way they're liked by the public and this and that, and you know, they're bragging about this and that, but they really don't have it. And you know, I know that everybody obviously has seen all the crazy stuff going on in the music industry right now with like Diddy and all that stuff. And all this really dark, twisted stuff. It's like I couldn't ever. That could never be me. So it's like going into and that plays on mental health also, because you know you feel like you have to do certain things in order to make it to a certain tier, and it's like that can mess you up later. And you know, the way that the public, and obviously the internet always remains undefeated, right? So the internet will blast you.
Oh yeah.
And that can mess with your mental health. You know, people commit suicide for that, and that's a terrible thing to happen. So, you know, staying unapologetically you, to where, like Chris is saying, you know, if I can look at myself in the mirror and be happy and be okay with the person that I've become and that I am, and the person that I want to be is a good father, a good musician, and a good husband, and a good son. And just a good person in general. So it's like, if I can look in the mirror and say that about myself and see that person staring back at me, then I'm doing something right. So
I think for sure. Chasing perfection is our biggest flaw for us military people, because we're taught
100%
to be perfectionists. Yeah. And I think that's something that we need to learn how to do a little bit better, is actually living in a mess.
Yeah. No, I blame the Marine Corps for that, for sure.
Well, as the token civilian here, I have to say I still strive for perfection, but you know, I'm also a realist.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is it's a different mentality. I mean, but the
Yes.
perfectionist thing is obviously, you know, people can share that same kind of value, but the way that the
It's what was
military
beat
drills
into
it
you
into
guys.
yeah, like you're not allowed to be anything less than that. So it's like, you know, get it done right, get it done efficiently, get it done
And the
correctly.
first time.
And it's
yes.
like,
So
yeah, and the first time, you know, so yeah, and that reflects in my music too, because you know, if I'm sitting here writing, like Berserk will be in here. We were just in here last night creating a new song, and I was having some trouble in the middle of my verse, like trying to figure out what to write, and he kept throwing ideas at me, and I'm just like, nah, it doesn't fit, and he's like, dude, you got to stop being so cookie cutter. And I'm like, but you don't understand. And I got mad. I legitimately got upset. And I didn't snap at him, but I was like, dude, you just leave it be. Let me do my thing. Like, because you don't know like what's going on upstairs right now for me. And you know, so they definitely are to blame for my level of OCD in life.
What was you gonna say, Travis?
So, you know, Hoorah, Marine Corps and all that stuff, you know, Chesty, thank you wherever you are. For me, the whole perfectionism thing changed when I'm reading about General Patton. You know, he was one of those big ones on an imperfectly executed plan now beats a perfect one later. I'm like, damn. And I realized, you know, it's right. I can never be perfect. I mean, what is perfect? I mean, if, you know, I've had a perfect set of alphas in my, you know, ticked off first sergeant still found a way to fail me. I mean, what is perfection? So I can't be perfect. I know I can't be perfect because I can't quantify perfect, but I can, with ruthless precision and purpose, pursue improvement. And that's what kind of changed it for me. When I went from perfection to improvement, I'm like, okay, I can't ever go wrong.
Yeah.
And I was able to like kind of give myself some grace that, hey, you know what? It's okay to mess up because you're taking action toward the objective. And as we Marines know, we know, hey, we're going to move to contact. We're going to put rounds on target. It might not be perfect, but God damn, we're gonna.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm feeling the spirit of Chesty. I'm
Oh,
feeling
man.
the spirit of, but improvement. We
Yeah.
can pursue improvement.
You learn from your mistakes. That's the goal.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's like when I started the Homefront Sit Rep. You know, it was like it's got to be this way. Like I had it lined out, like I had it on paper. It's got to be this way. And then after doing it for the first couple of times, I was like, man, this shit ain't working. I was like, I don't like it. I don't like the way it's flowing. And then when we changed it up and it started going much better, like better conversation, and it just flowed. And then we had people coming in and watching the show, just like we got right now. We got people on here interacting and stuff like that. And I learned from my mistake, and I'm a jarhead, and it's got to be perfect. You can ask my wife; she gets so mad at me sometimes. Like when I have a schedule, I got to adhere to that schedule, and if we don't, my anxiety kicks in, and I'm like, bro, I start flipping out and shit, and she's like, you need to calm your tits, and it's just one of those things. It's like, holy hell. So
Yeah.
but no, yeah, Ryan, I like I said earlier, I'm going to be there to support you day in, day out. If you need anything, I'm always going to be here for you.
Thank
I can't wait. So if you didn't know, I'm a little spoiler alert. November 9th, our third annual Veteran and First Responder Suicide Awareness Concerts out here in Mount Washington. Mr. Theory is going to be our headliner along with Joey.
Nice.
aka Zerk.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm looking
Great,
forward to
Gillian.
You didn't even tell me.
Oh, now so
Not yet.
Oh, I got you in trouble, bro.
Not yet. Thanks, David.
I'm
No.
sorry, man.
Okay, I have to ask Travis a
Last time I come to
question.
your show.
Oh boy.
I want to see how far are you now with what you're creating?
It's that obvious, huh?
Well, I know because you told me.
I'll be done by Sunday or Monday, hopefully. So this blanket's going for a fundraiser that's on October 5th, and we'll see how it goes.
And how big is this going to be?
80 inches by 60 inches.
Holy cow.
I know. The work he does is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
sitting
That's
here.
why you always that's why you
It
have this
froze
very
when you
calming
showed
voice.
it. I couldn't see it. It froze. The screen
Oh.
froze.
Hang on a second.
Here, let me do you full screen. Let me put you on full blast.
Look
Oh,
at
nice.
that.
You make those by hand?
Yep.
Oh wow.
That's some green screen area there.
He did a red, white, and blue one, and it was absolutely gorgeous.
Nice.
Like the like the flag kind
Yeah.
of.
So if I may, David, I'll tell you the story, ladies and gentlemen, how I got into this. It's kind of funny.
It is a great
because
story.
it was a joke. It was a joke. So I was doing Oscar Mike Radio 8 years ago, literally. And one of the first like veteran help things I was asked to do was this woman, her name is Jill in Georgia, makes blankets for veterans at the VA down there, and she needed yarn. And I'm like, yarn, crochet, that's what my grandma did. Like, how am I going to do this? But she needed help. So I asked around, and my co-workers at the time, a bunch of women there, had a Project Linus Club. And Project Linus is an organization that makes blankets for kids with cancer. And they had like 4 garbage bags of scraps and skeins that hadn't been used up. And they said, hey, you know what? We'll give you the yarn, but you've got to learn how to crochet. And it was nothing more than, you know what? We're going to watch the dude with the big, huge mitts, the big Marine with the broad shoulders, stumble over a piece of string and a piece of metal. We'll laugh at him. This is how they roll up here in Massachusetts. We'll laugh at you, and then we'll help you.
Yeah.
So I did it, and of course I embarrassed myself, and I'm like, I think it was the Marine in me. I'm not going to let a piece of string and a 6-inch piece of plastic beat me. And I never quit. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, I started cranking these things out. And then, someone's like, hey, could you give one for a fundraiser? And I did like the American Spirit one there, Candace. And at the fundraiser, these women were throwing hands. The raffle bag was stuffed full of tickets.
Oh,
and
geez.
so it just never quit. I just never quit. And so I got a fundraiser coming up on October 5th for an Orguy support. And the camel one is, I mean, there's like 4 women saying, hey, you know, who's drawing the raffle tickets. So it's all good. It's just a funny thing. And I wouldn't have done it had it not been for podcasting.
I think that's why you just always seem so calm, right? You just,
Well, you know, there's a lot going on behind the eyeballs, Candace, but you're right. You know, now ask my boss and some of my coworkers, my kids. I am all gas, no brakes all the time. But this kind of we're just kind of chilling out.
I can't picture that. I can't see it. Every
I-
time I've
I
seen
know.
you, you've been so mellow.
I know.
Right.
You guys don't know me that well. Anyway,
It's like he can't run that fast right now, so you know.
Right.
oh wow.
That was a low blow.
Dang. Mom
Wow.
coming in with the cut, bro.
I mean, did you see how she did that, David? Just
Yes.
nice and
And she
neat.
just complimented you on a blanket, and then she throws that in there.
I mean,
Yeah.
dang.
Cheap shot.
You
cheap
sure? You
shot.
sure you weren't a Marine there, Candace? Because that's the kind of stuff they did back in the squad day.
Well, you know, I think it's just from the fact that I have 2 Marines. So
You are awesome
It's
that
the
way.
exposure. That's what's
Yeah.
that's it. And then here I am surrounded by them too. So yeah,
You get
Well
yeah,
done.
we rub off on people when they're around
yeah.
That we do.
Oz.
and that is terrifying in some cases.
Yeah.
Speaking of Marines, can I do this, Willis?
What's that?
There under task and purpose, one of the articles that you sent out about the surge in Marines staying in the Corps past their first enlistment.
Yeah, I seen that. I like that one a lot because I know when I was in, Marines didn't make it past. A lot of Marines didn't make it past their first enlistment. I mean, it was struggling. They were struggling to keep veterans in, or military in, or not military, but Marines in. And then when I got recalled back in the second time, they were booting a lot of Marines out because of the tattoo policy. Like, because a bunch of them had full sleeves and stuff like that, and they wouldn't let them re-enlist. And now, here, this article, the Marine Corps is nearing the end of fiscal year 2024 with the highest number of first-time Marines who have re-enlisted since 2010. The increase in retention reflects a change in the Marine Corps' strategy from recruit and replace to that one that aims in invest and retain the most capable Marines. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty neat that, you know, because at one time they were like, all right, you Marines are replaceable. We can train new ones. But now that they're focusing on senior or leaders who are, you know, senior or usually corporal sergeants that are getting out, you know, now they're, they're looking at keeping them. And I think that's good for, you know, senior leadership once they get into the staff NCO ranks, especially if they've been in for a while. So,
Well,
I mean, I got
too-
all my tattoos while I was active duty. Well, not all of them, but a majority of them. And I know that, you know, you're supposed to get your tattoo waiver when you get tattoos as an active duty member. And I did not. And nobody that I knew did.
we didn't either.
And nobody cared. As long as it didn't affect your ability to PT or shoot your rifle, they didn't care.
Yeah,
So
as
I
long
have
as it
no
didn't get
tattoos.
infected.
Like I got shot enough in the Marine Corps with shots. I'm not going to put a needle with chemical dye in my body just for fun. You guys can do that for me, but I had enough. No way. None. Absolutely zero.
That's because you're scared of the needle, bro.
Well, that's because, we're shooting chemical dye into my body.
It's only the first couple layers of skin.
I don't know, man. I've never-
I've had other Marines try to get me to do it. Like we want to put a polar bear on you. I'm like, no, just I am the bear. Just imagine the bear, love the bear, but no tattoos, none.
I
know,
I don't
I
need
mean-
a
My
tattoo.
first tattoo was my Eagle Glove and Anchor. I'm trying to
There you go.
do
see
that.
it, I
Yeah,
see it.
I was a moto.
You were freaking dude.
Yeah, that was the first tattoo I got. But I was like fresh out of boot camp, and I was like, can't tell me nothing. And I like it was just my actually a friend of mine bought this for me. She ended up spending like $200. I was gonna pay for it, and then she's like, "No, I got it. Consider it a congratulations present."
Nice.
And so I was like, "All right." So and then from there came, I got I went out and got really hammered one night at a bar, and I went to a tattoo parlor, and I got a gigantic back piece.
Oh
And
dang.
it goes from shoulder to shoulder. It's huge, and yeah, I was like a fifth of Jägermeister deep, and
Ooh.
yeah. And it's a cool tattoo. It says, "For those I love, I will sacrifice,"
Hell yeah.
which is cool. But I was kind of in the doghouse with my sergeant after I came to work that next time, and he was not very happy with me.
Which one?
Gibbs.
So my first tattoo, I was 17. My buddy made a homemade tattoo gun with an aerator pump and some kind of needle, and we used Indian ink. I got an 8-ball on my shoulder because I played pool a lot, so I have an 8-ball there. And then my second tattoo was the cross for my brother, and then the Grim Reaper. And then, as you can see, it's escalated since then. But
yeah,
no. Frank had a question. How does a tattoo affect your ability to fight? It wasn't about the tattoo's ability to how you fight, but it was the professionalism that the Marine Corps was trying to obtain. They said it was unprofessional to have tattoos below your elbow and anywhere visible. So that's pretty much what it was.
Yeah, if it was visible outside of your uniforms, then it was unprofessional. And then also I ended up getting told by my recruiter, because I didn't have any tattoos before I enlisted, and my recruiter told me that if I was thinking about getting any tattoos to hold off, because the Marine Corps had not wanted it for that reason, but also because a lot of tattoos can be considered gang related, and so they want to avoid that.
They used to take pictures of your tattoos when you got in the Marine Corps
and put them in your service record book.
Yes, they did, and those went to a database somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah, we that was part of my thing in MEPS when I was filling out paperwork, and they had me circle, like, if I did have any tattoos, then I had to circle an area on a drawn up body figure and circle areas where I had my tattoos at, but I didn't have any, so I was good. But I mean, people showed up with half sleeves, full sleeves, and I saw them later on in San Diego when I was in boot camp, and nobody ever said anything, but they were documented. And I think the recruiters also made sure that they weren't gang related, and they couldn't be misconstrued as gang related, and anything like that. No naked women, or drug paraphernalia relations or anything like that. So
Killian has a tattoo, and he has my oldest, and so oldest Marine, but he started in the National Guard, Army National Guard. So he had a tattoo from shoulder blade to shoulder blade that said soldier. And then he went to the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
What?
That was a rough 13 weeks right
there.
So what do you do on documents when you make a mistake? Like what are you supposed to do? When you spell something wrong, what do you do?
Line it out.
And then what?
Line
below it.
And put your initials?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he did with his.
I think you're supposed
he
to
put a
your
line
initials
across
in the
the
date.
word soldier and put his initials.
Yeah, you're supposed to put your initials in the date, but I mean, that's awkward.
Yeah, that'd be
It's very awkward, and it's so funny that the Marine Corps will, specifically, the Marine Corps will 110% hazy for that in boot camp.
Yeah.
And,
He got a pretty good ribbing for that, but it was so funny how he handled it. Like I said, he just had a line drawn across it.
That's awesome.
And put his initials on it.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's clever.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's when you find a guy you don't like in your platoon or in your squad bay, and you tell him, hey, he thought it was cool, and then that guy gets hazed with you. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've done it. I've done it.
Yeah. And
Oh.
and
He's the one that
they'll
dared me to
target
do
you.
it. He told me he gave me I don't know how many ever peanut butter packets to do it, and I did it, and then they brought his ass in over with me, and we got slayed in the dirt pit.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, they'll target you for little stuff like that. Like actually, I had so Gunny Ermy, Arlie Ermy,
Yeah.
I had his grandson in my company in boot camp,
Oh, dang. Okay.
India company. Yeah, Arlie Ermy
Wait, you were
was
in India too?
3209.
Was 3202.
Oh no way.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Well,
imagine that.
so yeah, weird. So Arlie Ermy was his grandson was in our company, and he went by the name Bolt. And yeah, and once they found out who his grandfather was,
Oh,
and
God.
they found out, they were like, "Oh, so we got a celebrity in the building," and they hazed him uncontrollably
Oh, I guarantee it.
just because of who his grandfather was. Like that put a gigantic target on his back. And he told me, he was like, I tried so hard. Like after we graduated, he was like, dude, I tried so hard to hide that. Like I don't know how they fucking found out, but they found out.
Grandpa probably wrote him a letter.
Oh my God. It was so bad. I would hear it constantly throughout the squad bay. Like we were on the first deck, and there's 3 decks. So we were on the first deck, and he was on third. And I always heard the drill instructors, Bolt! Just constantly yelling his name. And every time I walked outside, he was getting IT'd. He was getting hazed all day, every day.
I bet
like-
he walked out of that boot camp an actual PT stud.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
100%. If he wasn't before boot camp, he definitely was when he graduated.
Was he guide on?
I don't know, honestly. I didn't see them that much, but I do know that I heard his name a hell of a lot more than I saw him. And I know that Arlie Ermy was actually at our graduation ceremony.
Hell yeah.
And he was in one of his uniforms. I can't remember which one.
Nice.
I think it was one of his service uniforms, but he was there. And that was pretty cool. I didn't get the chance to like meet him or shake his hand or anything, but I got to see
pretty cool.
him in the crowd. Yeah, it was cool. They had him in a little secluded area. It was a cool little experience. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, no, that they will target you for no reason.
Oh yeah. See you, Frank. Be good, buddy. So I'm gonna hit this last topic that I put in the chat earlier. This is from military.com. Later, Michael. Army's top enlisted leader removed diversity consideration for top enlisted roles. What do y'all think about that? Just the title.
Removed diversity.
Yeah,
What?
remove diversity consideration for top enlisted roles.
I agree with that.
So what is okay, so
Different,
basically
like the DEI
they're
hired,
allowing
No, they're
taking it away.
they're taking it away. And what I mean by that is now it's based on your merit and not your diversity.
Okay, so the military has become more of a meritocracy then. And I'm 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
I mean, would you rather go to war with somebody who has not earned the trust of everybody, or somebody who works just as hard or harder and has earned that spot?
I'm 100% on board with somebody who actually knows how to run the show. Like you can be that, meritorious board person who knows the military more than they know their job. Doesn't, and I've been in that situation, like where I've been outshadowed, where people who have gone to meritorious boards and picked up rank faster than I did. But I guarantee you what, they didn't ran that damn work center like I did. And I was telling them what to do. And I was an E3 and I'm telling E4s and E5s what to do. So this is my fucking show. You know, you guys can do whatever it is you want. I'm going to do me. And he was the same way.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was in a work center where I was in charge of our whole AVI division, doing production control, and not my whole time in the Marines, but for the last few years of my enlistment, I was in production control. That's how we actually had ended up really meeting. And he would go to the meetings all the time, and I'm a corporal, and I'm going and, you know, giving our workload and what we're doing to staff sergeants and captains and everybody like that, and master sergeants. So it's like I'm briefing them on what I'm about to have our entire division do, and I'm overseeing our entire division as a corporal. And, you know, somebody like, you know, Fetch was saying, somebody else that might know a little bit more Marine Corps knowledge, and a little bit more Marine Corps history, you know,
Yeah.
is going to pick up
Well-
meritorious sergeant before me.
I think
not important at all. I mean, it is, but
Well, right, but
we're here to do a job.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that job to the best of my ability, whether I have to make sacrifices here, there, and yonder, you know, but I'm going to make sure I get the job done regardless.
Yeah.
Well, as I understand it, the DEI is, you know, are you a certain skin color, ethnic background, sexual orientation, so on and so
Gender.
forth. Yeah,
so that's what they're taking away.
Yeah.
right.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't think that should have anything to do with your rank or your promotional abilities. I don't think that has
Which-
anything to do with it.
It's kind of, I gotta tell you, David, I read it and kind of chuckled because, at least, you know, not to date myself, when I went in, you know, my DIs loved telling us that we were all equally worthless, like the Full Metal Jacket movie. They were one of their favorite lines. And then this followed up with is I don't see black, whatever, see a green. And it was at least where I was and what I did is you couldn't count on your skin color, for example, of being known to be the best. We all kind of knew who was good at their job, not good at their job, who we would follow and who we would not follow. And so to your point, Carol Lee, I got that right. You know, it's the person that can do the job the best that I'm going to follow. And to your point, Carol Lee, I don't know about, you know, the other Marines here. I got very nervous when we knew that the favored one that checked all the boxes got put in charge. It's like, okay, do we cover for them because we're trying to keep ourselves safe, or do we let them kind of like fall down because they suck?
Yeah.
And a lot of times it's a hard choice to make, but sometimes you had to like let your command know that this person is as good as who they say they are. So I am for removing DEI requirements and instead saying, okay, here are the attributes that a Marine should or service member should aspire to be promoted.
Mhm.
If you join a meritorious board, great. And I want to talk about that because there were a lot of Marines who, you're right, they were meritorious board whizzes. They knew knowledge from 40 years ago. You put them on behind a radar scope and they couldn't recognize an F-15 from a MiG-25, and they're hawkers, scary, but they could pass the board.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to take meritorious promotions, to me, sometimes the grand salt. I hate to say it like that because it's hard to do. Your PFT rifle score, your uniform has to be on point. Great. But the assumption is you can do your job. But I'm like, no, not all the time.
Right.
They're just good test takers.
And
So-
and really with that even works with ground Marines too, you know, infantry Marines, anything in
Yeah.
0300, you know, as and I hate to say it like this, but you know, if I were boots on the ground, I would want to make sure that the person that I'm following into battle and I'm about to get shot at with is going to be able to have my back and know what to do in a moment where it's life or death, and
Right.
you know, anything can happen. You know, you're putting cover fire, you can get hit, you know, anything you can be walking and on patrol and an IED hits or whatever the case may be, you know, and it shouldn't matter what your skin color is. It shouldn't matter what sexual orientation you are. If you can get the job done, and do it efficiently and well, and the service members that are under you respect you enough to be able to be competent enough also to follow you, then I think that kind of speaks for itself. But, you know, unfortunately, you know, now, and maybe this is just my train of thought, you know, in the generation that we have today, it's like a participation trophy kind of thing, where it's like, oh, well, they're not going to let me do this because I'm this skin color, or they're not going to let me do this because I like, you know, the same sex instead of, you know, the opposite sex, or whatever the case may be. And it's all sorts of discrimination. And that's not always the case, though. You know, a guy who, you know, or a woman who transitions to a man and might not have the physical strength to be able to drag me if I get shot in my leg in a combat situation. You know, I don't want to be next to that person when I'm in a combat situation. So,
well, here's the thing. The Marine Corps, let's just use the Marine Corps for example, is to me the only place on earth where if you can run and you can shoot, you're 99% of the way there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be anything. They won't care what you are. You can shoot, you know, expert, and you can do a 300 PFT. All kinds of doors are going to open for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
so,
yeah.
It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
or it shouldn't matter, but it really doesn't if you are excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
See
if you meet those goals, right, that they've set for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 0311. I was a bullet sponge. Not a 300 PTer though. I could shoot the gnats. Yeah, I was a bullet sponge. I can shoot the pecker off a gnat at 100 yards, but you know, I got out.
Did you just get that?
I got out.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before, David.
Yeah, shoot the pecker off a gnat at 100 yards. That's clever.
Hell yeah,
That was great.
You're gonna have to put that in a song, bro.
I'll
you
do
keep
it.
sending
I'll
me
do
some
it.
of those clips too, by the way. Theory, keep sending
How
me.
much you want to bet? I will totally put that as a bar in a song.
Hey, you need to put that in a Crab Trap song.
Oh God, don't! If Candace is still in here, she's not gonna let me live that down.
I know, right? But no,
Yeah, on this episode of Marines Only, David shoots the pecker off a gnat at 100 yards. Oh my God!
Hell. So you know, I got out as an E4, and we had some douchebag sergeants and staff sergeants that I worked underneath of. Oh shit, there's Candace.
Yeah, I was gonna say, of course, you bring up Crab Trap, and here the fuck she comes.
Yeah, the ghost is up, but yeah, and they got promoted. I don't want to say they got promoted because of their skin color. I don't want to say they got promoted for whatever reason, but they were real douchebags. They shouldn't be in staff, you know, in a staff position, and they were. And it's just like I think if the senior enlisted, which this is kind of talking like your E8s, your E9s, that they were taking that out of, but I think they'd have to take it out for everybody. You should get the promotion based on what you know and what you can do, not because of your skin color. If you like Tom instead of Mary or whatever, I think you should get the promotion on your merit, not your skin color and stuff. So,
and when I read that, I agree with you, Willis, about it is for the higher ranking officers that they're talking about removing that. They're just removing one sentence is all.
Yeah, just one sentence. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that really should matter in like any like meritorious board or anything is your job, the knowledge you have, your name, and the uniform. Anything else outside of those four doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
And a lot of people would always say like the meritorious promotions too, you know, oh, well, this guy has a better relationship with these higher ranks, you know, than this person. But I always debunked that whenever I heard that. Oh, it's a favoritism thing. You know, if he wasn't so, you know, tight with, you know, first sergeant, then, he'd be, just right here with me, and he wouldn't be up for meritorious promotion.
Yeah.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I debunked that because I was cool with the captain and the warrant officer. I was in the same work center as a captain and a warrant officer, chief warrant officer 5. So it's like, I was in the same work center as those two, a master sergeant, a gunnery sergeant, a staff sergeant, and then the rest were junior Marines. So it's like I had a very diverse amount of ranks just in my one work center in production control. So it's like I was very, tight with these people. I saw them every day, all day. And I reported to these people all day, every day. And the people over in the hangar where Jordan was working, I was cool with all them, debriefing them on what we're going to do. They all knew me by, first name basis almost. So it's like, I never got meritoriously promoted because of that. So how can you say that there's favoritism? Do I feel like I should have gotten certain, I guess marks to put me on a meritorious board? Absolutely. I feel like I was very good at my job, and I think that he would agree.
Yeah.
So, I just didn't, but I didn't let it upset me. But, as far as the diversity thing, I agree with everything you're saying. I think that as long as you're good at what you do, you take your job seriously, and you take the fact that you're going to be leading Marines and influencing junior Marines. Should I ate more crayons? Yeah, I know.
That crayon.
Candace, I miss your little face.
I don't. Get out of here, Candace. You're booted out of here. No, I'm leaving.
I just walked in the door from work. Like literally,
Hey,
I work
Candace.
hours late.
Candace, you wrap it up. We get low. Guys, it was a pleasure. I'll talk to y'all
All
soon.
right, buddy.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Bye, Lily.
Have a good night. No, I mean, the Marines that are being promoted, after this happens now, right? As long as it's understood that they are going to be influencing and bringing up the next generation of that rank, and it's going to be kind of like a domino effect. You put influence onto your junior Marines to make them better and more efficient and good at their jobs. And as long as that's happening and you entrust those ranks with people who are going to do that and who are also good at their job, I don't think that we would ever have had a problem.
Yeah. Well, you can, and the biggest thing too is teaching people to lead by example.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how we learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Travis, I see a smile on your face.
Oh, I was just thinking about the fun that Candace brought last time she was on.
I bring the fun every time. And then you add Theory and the Crab Tribe
Bruh.
and God Freeman here.
Oh, I can hear.
And of course, Kara Lee. Like my favorite part is when Kara Lee tells us about her books. But
I only have one. I
know.
have Frank DeMyth's book because the others are in a box, and you should see the garage. I don't know what box.
I'm
it's
sure.
in.
See, but I have a Marine here too. Like he's gonna throw the flag down.
Oh, nice.
Heather.
No,
This is
Crab,
like Marine
Crab
Strong.
Trap is a song that Candace wants me to do.
Anybody that hasn't been introduced, this is my fiance. This is Michael. So
Congratulations to the two of you.
I'm marrying a Marine. What is wrong with me?
You hang around enough of
Why
them.
why am I not surprised? You're around me and David enough.
I'm shocked. I was like, no Marines. No, I was like, hey, I'm no Marines. Not doing it. And
Oh, that worked out.
Yeah, that's
know,
what
a month from tomorrow, I will be the wife of a Marine.
that's what my wife said too.
Tomorrow.
Oh,
October the
congratulations.
20th.
Yeah, congrats. I'm sorry.
October the 26th.
Wow.
26th.
Okay.
On a Saturday. You're invited, Theory.
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
absolutely. October 26th.
Yes.
I'll be there.
There
I'll
you
be in
go.
town. Absolutely.
Well,
I
I'll
will
be there in spirit.
I know. I wish you guys were closer. Have
Yeah.
God Freeman and Kara Lee. Like this is an awesome little group right here. I do love it.
What-
Like as much as I use
That's right. You got that's my new nickname, isn't it?
God Freeman.
Wait, what?
Oh, it's a whole story.
Oh, all right.
No, you got Crab Trap,
Perhaps we'll leave it for another time.
and of
Yep.
course Berserk is thirsty, and I got God Freeman here.
Oh man, he's not here to
So,
defend
I'm just
himself.
me.
That's
So
not fair.
having that made into a shirt.
Dude, she treated Joey like so hard.
Oh yeah.
Like, we,
It wasn't hard. It was honest. It was
yes,
just
it
like
was 100%.
some-
Joey
some
made a
people
TikTok
don't know
about
how
it.
to
You should
take
see
my
his face.
bluntness.
Oh, was this what you tell him? Like she
The
she, like,
TikTok was
freaking roasted it.
yeah, and he was like,
So
Oh,
that
man,
face,
it was so
seriously, I'm
funny.
gonna put it on a shirt and say thirsty with a question mark.
"Oh my god, if you do that, I want one.
Okay.
That's funny.
I
That is
I will
hilarious.
get one.
You send 2 because I'll wear 1 too.
Yeah, I'll ship it to him.
Oh, look,
You
like,
know-
I'll put it on the t-shirt making website. But like anybody
you
that wants to
go.
order one. But
Do
yeah,
it.
for
I
sure.
will
Christine.
Cash App you or Venmo you or whatever.
Yes, Christine White. Yep, you send me something Navy, I'll put it up. I represent all of them, even though I'm, we're a Marine family.
Yeah,
I
for
will
sure. We
represent them
all
all.
do.
So
We are just Marine strong tonight. So,
very Marine strong.
Hey, there are worse things, right? At least you guys know you're safe.
well,
You got a point there.
are we?
We did go there. I know I'm
Yeah,
safe because I just know. Let's just put it that way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
fair enough.
You don't have to wonder.
Glad that
Right.
like what was behind the flag wasn't there because we probably would have got kicked off of Facebook. We had to move some stuff. It was like, ooh, toys.
I don't have
Oh,
to do
Lord.
that, Killian says. I'm not sure if he's talking about the flag or what he's talking about.
oh yeah.
All
no,
right. Well, I got to run here in a minute.
Oh,
It's good to
Keep
see
it
you.
simple and have only red flags.
Hi, God Freeman. It was really nice to see you.
It was awesome seeing you.
Yeah, Travis,
And
always a pleasure.
let me know when you get those socks figured out.
Come
I
on,
was
man.
so like I was in this dead zone and I heard you say something about crocheting.
Oh, yes. He's not crocheting socks.
No, a blanket, right?
I am. Yeah.
Mhm.
You're gonna
And
show it off when
if you ever
get it.
if you ever get a chance, I'd love to get one from you.
We'll work that out, man. We'll work that out.
Yeah.
I got your email, I think. So let's talk.
Yeah. All right, for sure. I will definitely
Good.
support.
E-blanket.
All right. Night, ladies and gents.
All right.
Chesty, you're with me forever.
There you
Nice
go.
to meet you,
Hi,
Travis.
Travis.
Have a good one, brother.
Bye
Yep.
bye.
Well, I think that's
Half my
my
face.
cue. Hey,
There we
look
go.
at that.
I was like, what do I got to do? We got to get like cheek to
Yeah.
cheek.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's really
we-
interesting. I thought I was going to be late today because I had my dishwasher was being repaired. I had a repair person out, and
Hmm.
so
Try to slap him.
no, the repair person was great. It was dealing with the home warranty company, and I'm not sure where
Nightmare.
they're located. Somewhere outside of the U.S. So it was a lot of. I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
Yeah.
So,
Or slap somebody. She is the sweetest thing you would ever meet.
who are you talking about?
Yeah.
I know I can vouch for that. You were very nice on the
He
podcast
is.
when I was.
Well,
when I was on your
that's
podcast.
part of growing up in customer service, right? And learning, how, you
Of
gotta-
course, yeah. I've worked enough in
Always,
customer service to know that.
right? Now, I yes, Killian's little brother was the dishwasher until we got it fixed today. So,
That's how my stepdaughter was. We never had a dishwasher, and everybody's like, "Well, why don't you just get one? It's so much easier." And I'm just like, "I have a dishwasher," and I'd point at my stepdaughter.
when my two youngest were little, I mean, tall enough to, reach cupboards and stuff, but they would take turns doing the dishes, and they would just cram everything in and nothing would get clean. So I would warn them, do it one more time and you're washing them by hand. You'll be grounded from the dishwasher. Yep. 3 years they were grounded from that sucker.
Yeah,
That's
I was
really hard to get
how to
grounded.
use it.
It's hard to get grounded from chores. How does that work? I want to know
Or grounded
because
from the easy work.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
grounded
to
from
get
the
grounded
easy.
from a couple of my chores that my wife gives me. So
No,
any
see, they still had to do
insider
dishes. They just
advice.
had to do them all by hand
Oh, well,
instead
that's
of the
not fair.
dishwasher.
You start hanging stuff crooked and inside out.
Well,
Ryan.
it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if you don't want to do it, just don't do it right, so that way they stop asking you to do it.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
no, that, you know, I learned early on my kids, that's what they thought. And no, I give them more on top of that.
Yeah.
You
I'm
already-
serious. I'm not even kidding
Right.
you. I know.
I believe you.
I know that mind. I'm like, no, doesn't work with this, Mom. No.
Yeah. Well,
She-
it's so
Carrie's
funny.
right. Who knows?
It's so funny when my stepdaughter tries to, you know, because she's 15 now, and so, you know, whenever, yeah, tell me about it. And
Mine just turned 25 on Sunday. I don't want to hear it.
yours just turned 25.
My daughter just turned 25
Oh
on
my
Sunday.
God. Yeah, my daughter is 9, and then my stepdaughter is 15, and I tell my stepdaughter all the time, I'm like, look, everything that you are even possibly thinking about doing behind my back, I am going to know.
Because I already did
Because
it.
I've done
I would.
all
That's
of it.
where my mind was. Right.
Yeah,
You've already
I've
been there,
done
done
all of
that.
it. Like today, she hit my wife and I with like right in the morning. We dropped her off at school. She starts school at 7:30 in the morning. I drop her off at she gets to school about 7, and then as soon as I got home, my wife was already up helping our 9-year-old get ready because she has cross country practice in the morning. So we're helping her get ready and whatever. And Eliza, my stepdaughter, texts her mother saying, I need $20 for pictures and you need to bring it to the school like now. And she looks at me and she's like, Eliza's telling me that she needs $20 for pictures. Why did we not know that? What about this? And I'm like, she didn't say anything to me. So I brought it up to her when I picked her up from school today. I said, why did you not tell us about the pictures earlier? She's like, well, I didn't have time. And I'm like, you realize that you live with me, right? Like, what do you mean you didn't have time? And then she hits me with, well, I still have the 20 in my pocket. I didn't even give it to the school. And I'm like, why? And she's like, well, I didn't know where to go. So I'm hearing this and I'm thinking about how I would come up with these excuses as a kid, as a teenager, and give my mom that same BS. And I'm sitting here like, when I was that age and I was giving my mom that same BS, I knew I had time and I just either forgot or didn't care enough to do it. So I looked at her and I was like, okay, so you have the nerve to look me in my eye right now, lie to my face, and tell me that you didn't have 2 minutes to go to the school office and give them your picture money. She's like, no, I had all this late work that I had to do. Well, why is it late? That's a whole other conversation. But I know you had time because I was in high school. I know I'm a dinosaur to you, but I was in high school before too. So I know that you had time. You have time in between classes. You have time at lunch. You can do whenever. Homeroom. I know they have this homeroom thing where it's like they just basically sit in the classroom and do nothing but watch TikToks and Instagram all night or all day.
Got in my car after school.
Yeah.
Study hall.
Yeah. So it's like you could have asked your teacher, hey, I need to give money for pictures. You know, you just either forgot or you didn't care. I want you to just admit it. Like, you don't need to sit here and try and convince me of something that's not true because I know that
Give
you're
me my
lying.
$20 back.
Yeah. I want my $20 back. If you ain't going to get no damn pictures, I want my $20. That's $20. I'm going to Louder Than Life this weekend. That's $20. That could buy me a
drink.
funnel cake or something. Yeah. One drink,
$20
right?
for a funnel cake.
I mean,
it is
it's
at
true.
the
Okay, so-
fairgrounds. That's crazy.
Well, so my buddy Ryan, he was at Bourbon and Beyond this past weekend, and he's like, dude, I loved Bourbon and Beyond, but it was really expensive. And I'm like, well, I mean, I could have told you that everything's expensive right now. And he's like, no, you have no idea. And I'm like, okay, well, explain. This guy tells me that he spent $25 on an Italian sausage on a bun. $25 for
Was it
one
wrapped
Italian
in
sausage on a
gold?
bun. That's what I said. I was like, like, did it come with a happy ending or like
Right.
what?
I'm about to call him right now.
And yeah, he said he spent $50, $53 on a Italian sausage and a Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
Because it's at the fairgrounds now. You know, I went to the very first Louder Than Life when it was in that big old field down there. And it was the most fun. Now, I'm personal friends with Chris Vols from Flaw. So like,
Mhm.
I had some special things.
Oh, you did not just say that.
Chris Walls?
No, Chris Voles
Voles.
from Flaw. I used to hang out with that guy. My older brother Chris used to
did.
play with him. Yeah.
I did it when Lance Arney was his drummer, and Chris Ballinger.
Oh, wow.
But anyways,
He just yelled so loud. I was like, oh my God.
I know. I was like, what did I do? No, there's some pretty cool dudes, and but like Chris he just started being a firefighter. I was like, what? Like, where did that come from? Because his wife's a cop. But anyways, like it was so freaking cool down there, and there was like food trucks and stuff like that. So it was a lot. It was more fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun, but like it's expensive fun. Yeah. Fetch is literally calling Ryan right now and yelling at him for spending that money. He's on the phone with him right now.
$25 on an Italian sausage.
Yeah, dude.
But
like,
that was
a
an
regular,
Italian
like-
stallion on there. I mean, like, hello.
It was 25 for a Philly cheesesteak and 20.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Oh, Polish.
Well, y'all, I think
That's ridiculous.
I am going to gracefully bow out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was great to see your face, Candace. I've missed you.
No, that's what I told Willis the other day, especially I called him earlier. I was like, I'm stuck at work and I'm probably going to be here until the podcast is over. I was like, I miss Carol Lee. I haven't seen her in forever.
That's what I was thinking. I was going to say something about, asking where you were, and that was before you popped in. And, but, everybody was kind of on a different subject. So it was like, okay, I'll wait. And then I saw you. And I was like, oh.
Yay. Yeah, I was stuck at work.
Yeah. Yeah. Christine White, you got the idea. $25, get a grilled steak dinner. That's worth $25 if it comes with like sides and stuff like that. But it was just the sandwich. And it's like, no, you absolutely not.
Start a GoFundMe for your food.
I swear.
That's hilarious.
Carol Lee, it was wonderful to see your face. I'm sorry
Yes,
that
it was great to see you again, Carolee.
And it was great to see you. Keep sending me some of those tracks.
I will.
Very-
I will.
So
I
yeah.
got some new ones that we're gonna be working on. I got 2 that I'm ready to record here in the studio in the next few days. If I can find some time. I know Louder, we're gonna be gone for a good portion of the day. I might try and get them done tomorrow because we're not starting till late tomorrow night.
Well, it's funny because you send it to me on Snapchat, and then I go racing into Grant's room. Grant, you gotta hear this. Oh yeah, you already sent it to me.
Yeah.
Fine.
He added me on Snapchat like right after the podcast. Like and then we just started talking and he was like, "Do you have a link to your music?" And I sent him the link and he said that he's been enjoying it. So
yeah, he really has.
yeah. So tell him also I said hello and
I will.
thank you for the support and the listens. I appreciate it more than he knows.
Absolutely.
Awesome, Mindy.
Congratulations to you, my friend Candace, on your upcoming nuptials.
I'm excited.
And yes.
Do you guys have like a color scheme picked out so I don't come dressed all stupid?
It is all kinds of like rustic country.
Oh,
I want to see you in a cowboy hat.
that will never happen.
Get some boots, some jeans, and a button up. You're all good.
I don't have cowboy boots and I don't own a cowboy hat and I will never own
Look,
boots or
I
a
know
cowboy
you're a
hat.
rapper, but you live in Kentucky, darling.
I know I live in Kentucky, but I was
Better get you
born
some
and
boots.
raised. I was born and raised.
Christine White
Chicago.
says camo.
No,
you got
Christine,
some camo?
No camo.
No
Absolutely
camo.
not. I am not going.
Hunter orange?
No, and you know what? So he plays in the dirt all day wearing fluorescent, like yellow and orange. And of course, we're on the bike all the time. So he's wearing orange. And I was like, no fluorescence. None whatsoever. No fluorescence, no camo.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I'm probably just gonna come in. I'll come in a nice little,
come.
button up with a tie and.
You don't even have to wear. Do not wear a tie. They're not even wearing ties. Literally, he's wearing. They're not wearing ties.
I want to
There's
look
no
good.
tuxedo. Well, okay, then you can look good. Yeah,
He
Michael.
says you can wear what you want.
There is no camo and no fluorescent.
There we go. Thank you. Wear what I want.
Come as
Well, you don't have to
are.
worry about camo or cowboy stuff with me. So,
That's good. But you need to. I don't even care about the hat. You need to invest in some boots, young man.
all right, Kurt Cobain.
I'm glad you said it.
Yeah,
It's about-
I was
hey.
thinking it. Christine, I will post the music link. I might be able to post the
You
music.
can post
link.
it. just in the chat, and it'll show up on mine on my
Really
YouTube
tries
as well.
so hard to get out of here. She just can't. How do you leave this?
It's hard.
Christine, what music service do you use to stream your music? Because I mean, I'm anywhere, so whatever the service is that you use.
It's everywhere. He's everywhere.
I'm
That's
everywhere.
Ray. Isn't that Ray Stevens? Do you remember Ray Stevens? Or you're probably not old enough. Are you?
I don't know. I might know a song, but I don't know by name.
He was kind of think of like a comedian who sang.
Out of high.
Okay.
I think it's Ray Stevens. Now I have to look this up.
I know. I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
Let's see.
Hey, Candace, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like get overly excited at you. I just like I used to listen to that type of stuff when I was younger. It's just like I still listen to Flaw.
Oh yeah, me too. So he's a firefighter now, officially, Chris.
Really?
Yeah, he just started like a week ago. He went through all of his training and stuff. He's officially a firefighter because his wife's a cop. I think she's still a cop, but I didn't know that. They're up in Michigan. But yeah, he's still doing his music and stuff. Like I was following them when they were in backyards.
Yeah. Like was it the first time I was listening to Flaw? I lived in a town called Mulberry. I was in like 4th grade. So that was like over 20 years
ago. You might be younger than me.
Candace,
30,
I'm trying to share a screen.
You're 5 years younger than me.
So
See if you can put it on the screen.
What, my link?
No. I'm sharing it. I tried to share a screen with Candace. There you go. So this is Ray Stevens.
Oh.
So he's
I know who that is.
Yeah.
The Streak. Did you ever hear? Have you ever heard of any of these songs? Oh my gosh.
I'd have to hear them, to be honest.
Start one of them. We can start one of them.
I don't know if I can. Go ahead and do it on your end.
And Christine, I put my Spotify link in the comments. I don't know if it's going to let you click. It won't let me click on the link and it brings me to anything. But if you look up Theory on any streaming platform, it's TH30RY. Just make sure you put the number 30 in the name because a lot of people mistake it for an O, like the letter O instead of a 0. So it's TH30RY. I'm probably the first person that pops up on Spotify, and you'll be able to hear all of my music. So
okay, just making sure you can see this. Whoops, hang on a second. Let me go back. Are we ready? I don't know if you can hear this.
Oh my God.
Hang on, that is not it. Let's see.
Let's hope
skip
not.
That mess.
Tina Fey. Oh my God.
Tina Fey is a babe, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hear it. Hang on. Oh, this is the Mississippi Squirrel. Can you hear this? Let me know.
Yeah.
Well, when I was a kid, I'd take a trip every summer down to Mississippi, visit my granny.
I know exactly which one this is.
I'd run barefooted all day long, climbing trees, free as a song. One day, I happened to catch myself a squirrel. Well, I stuffed him down in an old shoebox and punched a couple holes in the top. When Sunday came, I snuck him into church. I was sitting way back in the very last pew, showing him to my good buddy Hugh. When that squirrel got loose, went totally berserk. What happened next is hard to tell. Some thought it was heaven, thought it was hell, but the fact that something was among us was plain to see. As the choir sang, I surrender all, the squirrel ran up hard Newland's coveralls, and Harv leaped to his feet, said, "Something's got a hold on me!" Yeah! The day the squirrel went berserk. In a sleepy little town of Pascagoula.
That's awesome.
Isn't that funny?
That broke out in revival. They were jumping pews and shouting,
Wait,
hallelujah.
what reminded you of him?
Well, Harv hit the
Well,
out,
you
danced
had
and screamed, and
said,
had religion,
I'm going to
others
stop.
thought he
You
had
had
demons.
said, somebody had said something about, gosh, what was it that was said now? I can't think of it. It was something, and it was just one of the songs that he had sang, and it was just like he'd repeat it twice, and I can't remember what it was now. And I was like, that was Ray Stevens.
Willis, you just totally missed out.
I
Hey,
did.
you missed the squirrel that went berserk.
Oh,
You
hell.
know who, Willis? Do you know who Ray Stevens is?
Yes.
I'm gonna start
Yes.
calling Joey. I'm gonna start calling Joey Squirrel now.
Oh, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. That was what it was.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because you guys had made, one of you had made a comment about it being
Fairly
Yeah.
squirreled, like totally
Yeah.
squirreled.
Yeah, yeah.
The Mississippi squirrel.
See what you've been missing, Candace.
The softball revival is my favorite by Ray Stevens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good
boy.
night, Christine.
Good night, Christine.
Yeah, it's about the
Karen's been
time.
trying to get off
And
here
yes,
for
Oh Yeah is one of my songs. It's one of my more recent releases. I think it's my most recent release actually. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. That's a club.
Falling from Grace is his newest one, Christine. Falling from Grace.
No,
Oh Yeah came
Oh.
out after.
Have you not heard that one yet, Candace?
Well, I've heard other things, but
Oh Yeah came out.
I got some that you ain't even heard yet, Candace.
I got some you haven't even heard yet, Willis.
I
What
don't
you
know
talking
about
about, Willis?
Oh,
Is it the
Right,
same
you're in
thing?
trouble. You're
I
in
don't know.
trouble.
I think I sent you both the same song. Is it the rapper
Uh-huh.
with the dream?
Hold on, I'll tell you.
All I know is I'm a part of it.
You're
Yes.
a part of it.
Oh
the
yeah,
single?
yeah.
Yeah, you sent me
Good
rapper
night,
with the dream.
Thomas.
Yeah, you and Brian are both
I'm
part
in
of
it.
the song. Yeah,
Dang.
Look at Willis's face. I'm in it.
I couldn't find any good clips of like what we were discussing to fit the theme of the song. Like,
I
No.
got you.
I do have what you have. Mine's just better. But we can't talk about it. You can't burst that bubble.
I'm not bursting that bubble. But hey, dude, me and you got to talk offline. 'cause
not
somebody
yet,
just-
but
Crab trap. Just do the crab trap and we're all happy.
I think
got
we're
you.
getting like above my.
what he's going to throw in there, shooting a pecker off of Nat at 100 yards.
That's what I said. You
Yeah.
need to feet now.
That's gonna be funny.
All right, guys.
well,
we
I
got
will make sure to keep you guys in the news or in the know.
Awesome.
I will keep you guys in the know. Thank you guys for having me on tonight. And for
Good to
playing the
see
songs.
you all.
Bye.
Have a
Yeah, it was
wonderful
good to see you
rest of the
guys.
week.
Y'all
Yep,
be good.
You
Be
guys
good.
also. And love you guys. Take care.
Love you too.
Nice to meet
Later.
you guys. Have a good one.
All right, Miss Carol Lee, go ahead and do an ending real quick.
Well, just make sure you watch out for your brothers and sisters out there, your veteran friends, get a hold of them, check in, and make sure they're doing okay. And then we will see you again here on Tip of the Spear next month.
Candace, you're up, Miss Candace.
I wasn't ready. Get started.
No, you're up. Go.
I always come at the end of the party. No, I'm just glad I was able to see some faces tonight and look at this very marine forward tip of the spear tonight. As Carolee said, always watch out for our people. Give them a call,
All right.
give them an ear.
Yeah, you definitely got to call them always. Check on your peeps. Be ready for that conversation. And like we always say on Home Front Sit Rep and Tip of the Spear, stay safe out there. We got your six.